Hello, Coach Anna here. And, this is a week that can be fraught with triggers, right? I mean, we're talking about the beginning of the holidays, right? We've got Black Friday coming up in the States. And of course, we're going to be around all of our loved ones. A lot of us will be, over and over again during this next couple of months. And so we wanted to re-release Judy's incredible video speaking to your family. This video isn't for you, sugar addicts. This video is for your family and your friends to help them understand and to help them, not maybe push food on you and this kind of thing. Watch it for yourself and see if you want to share this with people that you think might benefit and might be open-minded enough to watch a few-minute video so that you can get across to them what's going on with you. Judy's amazing at it. And you guys, I gotta tell you, we have this wonderful, wonderful thing. In fact, I'm working on an ebook for it right now with all the resources we're gonna be giving you. But on December 1st, if you wanna sign up, I'm gonna put the link down below. So make sure that if you wanna sign up, get signed up. So this is gonna be a one-day Crush Your Cravings teaching, right? We are going to do a Crush Your Cravings training that is going to be incredible. So it's going to be, you'll get breaks during the day, but it's going to run from 10 a.m. December 1st Eastern time through about, I believe, 5 or 6 p.m. So it's going to be like a day-long training. Now, in the past, we've done the 5-day Crush Your Craving Challenge, which has been incredible, but it's a very long haul, right? So we wanted to compress it down and do, just try to get everything in a day. And so please sign up for it, because even if you can't come to the live, we're going to run it afterwards for a few days so that you can catch up and see and learn about this brain disease, right? That is not your fault. Let me remind you, you did nothing wrong. Sugar addiction, sugar is the gateway drug, and it rewires your brain. It's early and chronic exposure to the drugs that changes your brain, and your brain is just trying to feel better, right? It wants balance. It wants that dopamine in balance, and that's what makes you want to eat the foods, right? So we have to stop eating the foods and let the brain heal in order to get over those physical cravings. Watch this video, sign up for our one-day training. We'd love to have you there.
Hi there, I'm Coach Judy, and I call myself a low-bottom, high-maintenance food addict and a person of more. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story and also make some suggestions maybe of how you can help the addict that you love in your life. When I was a little girl, I used to hide under my bed with my dog Sam because I felt so alone and so isolated and badly about myself. And then, I was always overweight. I can't remember ever being thin. And I can remember times in my life when I would walk down the street and somebody would yell out of the car and jeer at me, hey, fatso, how are you doing today? I share this because there was such pain and shame and guilt involved with that. And it's what I lived with all my life until I found recovery and was able to put down the food. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that, and then I'm going to talk about what you can do. In 1990, I went on a program and I lost over 100 pounds and kept the weight off for over 2 years. And then in my kitchen, in my living room actually, I took one lousy cheese curl with family and friends in a gathering. And that started a real roller coaster for me. 13 years of misery and an 80-pound bite. And it wasn't until I found another program, searching, where I gave up all the sugars, grains, flours, and starches. And also, being a person of more, I needed to weigh and measure all of my food without exception. Did I find peace and recovery again? And I'm just telling you this story because I found out that I have a brain disease. Addiction lies in the reward center of the brain. And that it wasn't a moral issue. It wasn't about Judy being good or bad. It was about having a true disease and disorder called food addiction for me. And for so long, I was treated inappropriately. I was a yo-yo dieter. I tried everything. And the bottom line is that nothing worked because everyone in my life told me to moderate. Just have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and you'll be okay. Push yourself away from the table. And guess what? That didn't work. My solution was that I have to abstain from all my drug foods. I already told you what they were. I have to abstain from those products, and only when I do that do I have peace and I don't crave and obsess about food all the time. I have freedom today. And during this time, I have a family, and it was difficult. It was very difficult for them to watch me have my ups and my downs, and also, sometimes I wasn't a really nice person, especially when I was in the food, and it's very different today. So, it's not unusual for your addict to go through withdrawal symptoms. They may seem very irritable, angry, unapproachable. They may seem very, very tired, lethargic, can't get up and do anything, can't follow through with anything. These are all signs of withdrawal. They may have terrible headaches, insomnia, possibly diarrhea, constipation. It's the gamut of things. So I just want you to be aware of that is something that your addict may go through, giving up their drug, giving up their fix. And what can you do? Well, the first thing I think of is believe in them. Believe in your addict. If they tell you that they're addicted to certain substances and can't have them around them, believe them. Why would they tell you that? Do you think they want to give up their drug? Do you think they want to give up their fix? Absolutely not. So that's one thing to do, is to be there for support. Another thing is if you're used to having things on the counter, having the food that you enjoy and you like, the sweets, the breads, whatever, you're entitled to those. You're not the food addict. You're not trying to get into recovery. But they don't also have to be in the addict's face. If you're used to having them on the counter, maybe you could find a cupboard or a pantry that you can call your own, and you can stash everything that you have in there away from their sight. So that's a good beginning, because that's a place that is a no-go place for the addict. Then also, you can, expect the unexpected. You don't know what's going to happen. It may take an addict 6 days, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe longer to get out of the symptoms that I talked about. And unfortunately, you have to kind of put up with that if you want to support them. Also, if you find that your loved one is really under the weather and you can't tell quite what's going on, you might want to say, hun, why don't you go on a meeting? Why don't you call a friend, make a telephone call? Maybe you can pick up a good book. Maybe you can go be by yourself, go out for a walk in nature. I'll take care of things that are here. These are just thoughts of ways that you can support your addict, because it's really hard to give up their drug. It's really, really hard. It's no different than asking an alcoholic to give up their booze. And the bottom line is, for a food addict, we say no BLTs, no bites, licks, tastes, or sips of any of their drug foods. And that's really hard. That's really hard. And they're looking for support, and yet they want to do it alone. So I can remember my husband being, really thinking that I was going out gallivanting, because I went out to meetings, not online. At that time, I had to go out to meetings a few times a week and leave him with the children. And he resented that. And meanwhile, I wasn't going to have fun. I was going to get well. So, just take care of yourself too. And two thoughts. One is that if your addict asks you to go get them their drug, very kindly and gently say, no, if you want it, you go get it yourself. You don't have to enable them in their disease. And then the other thing I think of is to know that you didn't cause it, you can't change it, and you can't cure it, but what you can do is be there for support.